The Library of Alexandria and the Library of Pergamon, the history of the most important libraries in antiquity, written by Charles River editors, narrated by Cathy Barnes. Introduction. In the modern world, libraries are taken for granted by most people, perhaps because their presence is ubiquitous. Every school has a library, large libraries can be found in every major city, and even most small towns have public libraries. However, the omnipresent nature of libraries is a fairly recent historical phenomenon, because libraries were still few and far between before the 19th century. For centuries in the Western world, during what is known as the Middle Ages, written knowledge was guarded closely and hidden away in private repositories, usually by the religious classes. The lack of libraries in the West has helped contribute to the popular imagination of the ancient library at Alexandria, and all the myths and legends that have come to be associated with it. But the Library of Alexandria truly does deserve its reputation. Before the Middle Ages, Greek scholars carefully collected and inventoried books and other written materials in the Library of Alexandria, which truly made it a sort of precursor to all modern libraries. In fact, the Library of Alexandria proved to be one of the greatest institutions created in the ancient world, because it influenced the minds of countless people in profound ways for centuries. The library not only inspired the imaginations of artists, but gave birth to new research methods, which provided the basis for many methods considered commonplace today. As one of the few libraries in the ancient Greek world, it helped ensure that mathematicians, scientists, and other scholars from across the Mediterranean traveled to Egypt to study there, and it was so impressive in its size and influence that it left an indelible mark on the world that still reverberates today. While the exact nature of the library remains murky, it functioned for at least several centuries and is believed to have housed hundreds of thousands of books, mostly written as scrolls on papyrus, and it essentially became the culmination of two ancient literary and cultural traditions converging, the Greeks and Egyptians. Of course, the most controversial aspect of the Library of Alexandria is its destruction, which is still a topic of debate today. Several ancient historians attributed its destruction to the Roman conquest of Egypt during the 1st century BC, with some like Plutarch specifically citing Julius Caesar's soldiers as responsible for its destruction. The Roman writer Seneca wrote that 40,000 books were lost in the fire. However, other ancient historians claim to have gone to the Library of Alexandria after Caesar stayed in the city, and all of these claims might be muddled by the fact that there was more than one library in the area. It's possible that the Library of Alexandria, or some version of it, survived until the 7th century AD, but either way, the destruction of the library is often viewed as one of the reasons the Middle Ages were dark.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?